Good morning! Today we are on another full day tour to Linderhof Palace and Neuschwanstein Castle. So after sitting on the bus for about 2 hours, we are at our first stop, Linderhof Palace. So Linderhof is, imagine the journey was like going through super fog and also windy mountain roads. So we are finally here and we're going to take a palace tour. So both Linderhof Palace and Neuschwanstein Castle, they have separate entrance fees for the castle tours. So just note when you actually book your tours, we booked it via Grayline again. It doesn't include it, so they will actually collect the fees on the bus. But anyway, since we're here, just gonna have a good time. The Linderhof Palace requires you to wear the FFP whatever mask, so we have to wear this mask. You can't wear the normal surgical mask, so a lot of guests were actually purchasing this mask at the gift shop, but luckily we have a couple, so here we are. Okay, so we've gotten the tickets for the palace tour and we're walking towards the palace now. So Linderhof Palace is the smallest of 3 royal castles that was built by King Ludwig II during the 19th century. So apparently he used it as a hunting lodge. And the path towards the castle, wow, just check out the beautiful trees. So this is a very mountainous and very forested area. So you see a lot of tall trees. You feel like you're doing a mini hiking trail towards the Linderhof Palace. So our tour starts at 10:30 and it lasts for about 25 minutes. So we'll take a look at the palace once we arrive there. So here we are just outside the Linderhof Palace and we're waiting for the 10:30 tour to start. So we can see that this castle is actually more sophisticated looking and grander than the one that we went to yesterday, which was Castle Harburg. The architecture has loads of gold and black on the exterior, and there are also many sculptures along the exterior of the building. So definitely a grander palace compared to Castle Harburg. Okay, so we are done with the castle tour of Palace Linderhof, but they didn't allow photos and videos inside the palace. Okay, so all I can say is that Ludwig II, he liked very complicated decor, because basically in every single room they have lots of sculptures made in gold of with like Greek, Roman and like Bavarian mythology kind of decor. So it's very complicated, but personally for myself, we found it a bit scary because like every room is too congested, too zha already. So I like the very simple kind of decor, so not really my cup of tea to live in a palace like that. So yeah, this is really a old style kind of Bavarian palace, but quite an interesting walk through, and we saw how the King Ludwig II lived. Yeah, so this is actually his summer home. So he actually spent 2 weeks every month during the last few years of his life apparently at this Linderhof Palace. So I guess he liked this as a vacation home. Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna move on to our next stop, which is Neuschwanstein Castle, which was also built by King Ludwig II. So let's see if they allow photos and videos there. But I mean, if they allow, then we'll show you. If not, then too bad. So on the way from Linderhof Palace to Neuschwanstein Castle, right, we are making a short little pit stop at this little town here. It's called Obermega, something like that. Okay, so this town is a small little town in the middle of the Bavarian mountains, and okay, it's famous for their handicraft and textiles, and yeah, basically just a small town where you can shop for souvenirs, get a light snack. Okay, but we are going to Neuschwanstein area for lunch later, so we'll just take a short walk around this town. We have about 40 minutes here, so just to take some look-see and just check out. Oh, and there's actually this monastery that we actually passed on the way to the Linderhof Palace. So the monastery actually has their own brewery, and they brew their beer with like some special herbs that they actually collect from the Bavarian mountain area. So the tour guide did mention that we can also get some of the so-called beer that they brew at the monastery at this area. So let's take a walk and see if we chance upon the beer. We are now here at the center of the town, and there are stalls that you can actually get coffee, ice cream. So a couple of people are chilling out at the cafe. Overall, a very small and cute town in the middle of the Bavarian mountains. Decided to have a scoop of ice cream. So this scoop of ice cream, we took the Oktoberfest flavor, and it has almonds and it's cheap. It's only €150. Comes with either a cone or cup. Let's try first. Nice.
It's almond, right? Crunchy.
Okay, it has a bit of the 杏仁味道.
Almond.
Yeah. So it reminds me of like our almond jelly, but not bad. Pretty good. Ice cream on a cold day. On to our final stop for the day, which is the longest stop. So the third stop of the day is Castle Neuschwanstein. So it's not a castle, it's over far away where we have to walk later. But first we're stopping at this village here. What is the village called? Okay, I will type out the name of the village because I can't pronounce the name. This village is a small one, and we're going to have lunch here first and sightsee for about 2 hours before we head to Castle Neuschwanstein, and we'll go inside the castle for a tour. So first things first, let's take a walk around the village and see where we can grab some food. This is the central area of the village, and later we need to walk all the way up there to go to Castle Neuschwanstein, which is the white castle over there in the distance. Looks like a pretty far walk. I think it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to walk over. So let's see where to have lunch around here. It's a pretty touristy area, so there are a couple of restaurants, and yeah, with average price of like 15-16 euro per item. So probably a very touristy place. Making our way up this super steep, slopey area to the yellow castle. Okay, I think the elevation here is pretty high, and the air is like thinner above here as well. So you feel more shack walking up the hill. Anyway, we're almost at the yellow castle. Pretty beautiful just behind me. This is the palace garden. So the castle also requires entrance fee, so we're just gonna walk around. You can see the lake just behind me. It's a beautiful lake. So the view from up here is pretty awesome.
Okay.
Horse carriages for a ride around the mountain. Beautiful. So we are walking up the hill, a very steep path to Neuschwanstein Castle. So there are a couple of ways that you can actually go up. There's a horse carriage for 8 euros, or you can take a bus for 3 euros. But we're walking up. I feel like I'm training for ultra marathon because the elevation here is like higher, right? So you feel more shy. I'm wearing like this thick jacket, so I'm very hot just walking up. Even though it's cooling, but yeah, like the exertion that you're walking on the upward slope is no fun. So you can see what slopes do to me. This is like not a normal slope. This is like going up the mountain. So the castles are all built like on the top of the mountain. So to go up there, pretty shiong. I can imagine the poor horses have to like go up and down and carry like 15 people in the carriage like every day. Poor horses. After walking forever, look at my shag face. Okay, so I'm not used to this kind of elevation, and yeah, the elevation is just going up. We are finally here at the castle. Neuschwanstein Castle. And there were actually like a couple of ambulances going down the hill just now. So maybe someone actually walked until they fainted or something. Okay, so Castle Neuschwanstein, right? Neuschwanstein Castle. Basically, this is the castle that inspired Disney's Sleeping Beauty. So if you can see from the postcard here, basically it looks like a castle among the clouds, like a fairy tale one. So it's really like a Disney inspired. Okay, Disney was inspired by this castle for, yeah, it's a Sleeping Beauty castle. So anyway, we're just waiting to go in. Not too sure whether they'll allow any photos and videos inside, but we'll find out soon enough. This about sums up our visit to Linderhof Palace and Neuschwanstein Castle. So basically they don't allow photos and videos inside the castle as well. But this castle is not as okay, the decor is a bit different from the Linderhof Palace. So the Linderhof Palace had a lot of gold sculptures and statues inside, whereas this one had lesser statues and is more slightly simpler in terms of the design. So this is not a medieval castle apparently, and it's a pretty young castle according to the tour guide. So today we learned all about King Ludwig II, King Ludwig II, and his two palaces that he built. So yeah, apparently after his death, this Neuschwanstein Castle was actually open to the public 6 weeks after his death. So it's more like a museum. Anyway, okay, it was a pretty nice trip here, but of course it's a long bus ride all the way from Munich here, so it's gonna be a long bus ride back. But okay, usually I mean we won't take so much effort to come all the way to such a out of the way place if not going via tour lah. So if you guys are in Munich, you may want to check out this tour, Linderhof Palace and Neuschwanstein Castle. Okay, the German names are very tongue twisting. So yeah, recommend this place, though it's really a lot of walking. Even within the Neuschwanstein Castle, there's like tons of steps that you need to climb, so be prepared to walk. And for people that can't really walk so much and so far, this may not be a good idea lah. So it depends on your level of fitness. And yeah, okay, so hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon in the next one. Bye.